corporate recruiter here to review your resumes. The first resume we have up first is a software engineer, which is not a shocker because the software engineer market is terrible. That's why most of the resumes that are submitted to me are software engineers, but I do non-software engineers. So for a C#.NET backend, specifically what we need is .NET, C# and SQL, Cloud, Azure, AWS, GCP, MVS, Microsoft Visual Studios, Git, Agile, RESTful API, CI/CD, front end. I don't know why they want some front end, but they do. JavaScript, HTML, CSS, cross-functional, DevOps, and ASP.NET. You will need about 75% of these on average to get an interview. If you do not have 75% of these, you will get rejected. That is the break point. A lot of people think you need to meet 100%. You don't. You need 75%. So, can I find 75% of these in 20 seconds? Probably not. That's all the time recruiters have, and this person has a ratio of 1 in 100, which is how good your resume is and how many applications it takes to get an interview. Ideally, you want 1 in 50 at a minimum. Anything higher than 1 in 50 is bad. So this is a 1 in 100, so this is very bad. So, away we go. 20 seconds on the clock, and start. Okay, degree, good. Reduce the incident from 3, what? Okay, but C#.NET. Developed React, JavaScript. Okay, that's so far solid. Okay. Enabled real-time by developing an Azure. Okay, but Azure web job that requires what? Don't care. If it's a TypeScript, you should set it with JSON and React and TypeScript. Okay. I did not find enough stuff. So this would get rejected. Let me read what they wrote. I am also studying to add AWS Cloud. Will this help? It's really tough to know if a cert will help because it's really dependent on the industry. And from my knowledge, software engineer certs are usually not worth that much. I think it could be a little bit beneficial, but since you have Azure, you may not necessarily need that as much because at least that shows you have some cloud. I would like to eventually get into cloud, but my experience is more C# focused. Okay, so here's the problems I have with your resume. 1, formatting is bad. Not the worst, but it's bad. Nothing here should be bolded. Not a single thing should be bolded. This should not be bolded. It should be one line, and you should not have these little lines, whatever these are called. I don't know what these lines are in between. You should have those. Your resume should look like this. If your resume does not look like this, you're probably going to be in for a bad time. This is how you do it. The link is in the description below, and it's on my website, so you definitely want to use that format. But a bigger issue than formatting is I did not find 75% of these. So I'm going to go through to show you what I found. So I found .NET C#. Good. I found JavaScript. Okay. But not HTML, CSS. I found React could be nice. And then here's the thing is I could have put this in for Azure, but you said Azure web job. And I know a lot of people are probably going to scream at me, but you need to use the exact words that the commonalities of these people use. Because if Java is different than JavaScript, which if you ever mess that up in an interview as a recruiter, the engineers will never believe you on anything you ever say again. So Java is different than JavaScript, then Azure might be different than Azure Web Job because I just need to see cloud. So this almost counts, but I would just put Azure. But then you also said you're looking to get cloud as well. Custo, I've never seen that ever. I don't think that's needed. And then the rest of this is not needed. Then we go down here, TypeScript. Okay, that's good. We can still count that. I'm going to actually count that, and that's it. And so, like, where is the HTML, the CSS? Where is the RESTful APIs? Where's the CI/CD? Where is the other parts of the cloud, which you may not have as a new grad, and that's fine. Where's MVS? Where's SQL? Where's cross-functional, which you could probably lose that if you need to. Where's DevOps? Where's ASP.NET? I don't see any of those here. And I only got down to here because this was how tough it was to read your formatting. I see down here out of the corner of my eye, here's MySQL, here's JavaScript. Okay, cool. But that's still not 75%. Where's the Git? Where's the Agile? Where's the RESTful APIs? I need more of this stuff. If you do not have 75% of this, you should not apply, because if you don't have 75%, they're not going to move you forward. But you focused entirely on something I don't care about, right? Like, what is reduce the incident cycle documentation by building a team bots? You know what I want you to write? I want you to combine these and say, created a just say used C#/.net, whatever, to create a dashboard for incident response in JavaScript, HTML, and CSS in a whatever environment, right? Then now in an Azure environment, and then you can have something else. But if it's not related to these, I want everybody to know it's not worth including on your resume. That's why these reducing telemetry by 20% is not something we're looking for. That is not impact. By strengthened 50 plus students, not related to impact. I want you to think of, here's a metaphor I use to tell you what is relevant or not in your resume, right? It's this stuff. Now, the answer is why. You may be saying, Lee, this stuff is clearly related to what you're talking about. How could you have this lack of technical knowledge to not through? My answer to you is, bro, I'm not the best tech recruiter in the world. I would never make that claim. I am above average, right? And if my above averageness cannot find it, then you sure will not be able to get past a recruiter that is sick and tired and just got moved into tech despite them working in, let's say, finance for the last 20 years, which happens all the time. And they still have another 35 other roles. Plus, the hiring manager may not know that it's related because the lingo has changed. So, this resume has a little bit too many hot dogs. What that means is I want you to imagine you are at a restaurant. You are the cook, okay? You are the cook at a restaurant, and the waiter comes back and says, hey, chef, we need a hamburger with cheese and ketchup. That's it. Hamburger, cheese, ketchup. So cheeseburger with ketchup, nothing else. And you say, got it, waiter. And then you give them a hot dog with mustard. Would you give that to the customer? And the answer is no. They did not want a hamburger with... They did not want a hot dog. They wanted a hamburger, and you gave them a hot dog. This is exactly what you are doing in your resume. This is a hot dog. Yeah, it may be related to what we want, just like a hot dog is meat inside a bun with condiments on it, while a hamburger is meat inside a bun with condiments on it, but they are different things. And this is part of the problem a lot of people have, is they put a lot of hot dogs on it, like reducing telemetry data by JSON, or let's say EC2 or Flutter, or some of these are relevant, or unit testing or ORM. And those are not what we're looking for. We're looking for this, and you just did not give me enough of this. And if you do not give me 75% of these as a hamburger, we will reject you. And again, not just recruiters, the hiring manager as well. I have actually gotten people hired because the manager missed words that had changed, right? Because the lingo is always updating. And what they called JSON, right? Or what they called SQL back in the day is now something called completely different. But anyway, I'm rambling. This resume needs to fix its formatting. It needs to add more of these, and you need to be very careful about adding in too many hot dogs, because we are not looking for Kusto. We are looking for ASP.NET and Git and Agile and REST APIs and CI/CD and HTML and CSS and Azure and MVS and SQL. So, if you ever need more help, you can always join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlesshunter. The link is below. And I want to thank everybody for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I really do appreciate it. And if you are a member of my channel, I really do appreciate you. You get access to videos a little bit early than anybody else. But let's go to the next resume. This is the fourth review of this person. So this is a analytics engineer. This is the fourth resume review. They want this to pass. I've started applying to roles today using this, so I hope I don't bash too much this time. Thank you very much. You're definitely best. I appreciate it. Although I can tell out of my corner of my eye you did not do the formatting correctly, so I'm going to talk to you about that one. But again, you can have bad formatting. It's the bullet points that are the most important thing. Hopefully both the formatting and the bullet points are good. So 20 seconds is on the clock, and what we need is degree, SQL, Databricks, PySpark, data engineering, SDLC, building, testing, coding, Python, cloud, BI tools, data visualization tools, AI, CI/CD, large data sets, cloud, database management systems, ability to collaborate with both technical and non-technical stakeholders, and extra credit for ETL, ELT, and data governance. So we start and go. Engineering data models, good. ETL and ETL pipelines, good. Using Azure, Fabric, Snowflake, and Databricks, perfect. Into one lake for downstream reporting and analysis. Okay, analyze large data set using Python and SQL. Insights to non-technical stages on revenue margins and Excel, PowerPoint, dashboards, supporting measurement. We can write that a little bit better, but overall good. Collaborative cross-function with finance teams. Yeah, I like this. So again, your formatting is off by a little bit. It's not a lot. But the actual bullet points themselves are pretty solid. So again, you want it to look, that's the previous one. You want it to look like this, right? Slight difference here to here. One, you don't want these little dots. You don't want these underlines here. You don't want these underlines here. And then this should not be brain italicized. This should not be italicized. Also here you have too many links. I don't think this may be a lack of my industry knowledge of specifically analytics engineering, but I don't believe you need to put the links to your certificates. So this shouldn't be there. And there should be some slight differences here. I think your font is slightly off, but not counting those things, these bullet points are pretty solid. So I'm going to go through these and see what I found. So ETL and ELT, that's a bonus, but data models is, I think, one of those. I'm trying to find where that is anywhere. Tells me at least what it is. Azure is good. That's cloud. Boom. Then Fabric, I don't think I need. I don't think Fabric is needed. Snowflake, though, I do need. Where's Snowflake? Did I not have? Wait, no. I guess I don't need Snowflake. Yeah, I didn't need Snowflake. Databricks, though, I did need. So, boom. Done. Integrated for multi into one. So this is okay because it tells me what it is. But I don't know if you need into one lake. I think you can just say for reporting analysis. Analyze using Python and SQL. Okay, boom, good. Python is good. Awesome. And communicating insights to non-technical stakeholders. Good, although you wrote this a little bit off. Yeah, you wrote this a little bit off. So instead of communicating insights to non-technical store and revenues, margin, cash flows, blah, 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 is I want you to be a little clearer on this one. So instead of supporting management, I want you to say to allow them to make X decisions, right? Or clarified the technical concepts of whatever this is to non-technical stakeholders on, and then this part is fine. So you just need to be a little clearer on exactly what it is you helped them and the insights they were, but this is still much better. And then Excel, I don't think I need. So yeah, I don't know if you, do I have Excel? Am I not able to read my own list today? But you do have at least the gist of this, so you may need to write it a little bit better, but overall pretty solid. And then Power BI, we want Tableau and Looker, not BI, but you do at least have this because the dashboards. I want you to use their language, right? We want to use their exact language because it's possible that the manager does not know that Power BI is the equivalent to Tableau or Looker. So, and then cross-collaborated is fine. I think the big issue with this is there's just a little too much hot dogs that I would like, right? Like this is a little too much hot dog and not enough hamburger. Let me see. Did I find Python? Not Python. Did I find PySpark? No. Did I find data engineering? Kind of. Did I find SDLC? No, but that might be that. Did I see building all the way at the bottom? Do I see testing? No. Do I see coding? No. Do I see Tableau all the way at the bottom? Do I see Looker? No. Do I see AI? No. There it is. AI assistance. That's good. Although I missed it. That was the problem, is I missed it. Because there's too much hot dogs, as I missed the hamburger I wanted to in the AI. I don't see CI/CD. Do I have data sets in particular? No. I did see cloud. I don't know why I keep writing cloud twice. Do I see MongoDB? I don't. Do I see database in general? No. So it's not bad, right? It's better than the previous ones, but you filled in a lot of this stuff with things I don't need, right? Like, remember, if it's not a part of this, it's not relevant to your resume. And it doesn't matter that you put Excel, because they don't really care for Excel from what I've seen. If you were a data analyst, you would want to. Although I do like that you showed them this. So I think this would probably get a 1 in 75 maybe. In that it has some of the stuff that I need, but there's so much irrelevant information with the hot dogs that I can't find all the hamburgers I need, and there's just not quite enough of this stuff particular. Because again, you had Power BI instead of Tableau or Looker, which is how they phrased it. So I think if you just change those a little bit, it should get to a 1 in 50, 1 in 30. And then we can bring it down to a 1 in 7, which is the goal. But right now, I think the fact is you just don't show your qualifications enough. Because these are the qualifications. And if you don't show them, they can't move you forward. But like I said, I think this is maybe a 1 in 75. Next resume. This is an intern. What we need for an intern is real simple. Degree, basic knowledge of the industry, which in this case is the tech stack. So language, library, SQL, cloud, maybe a little bit of AI. Ability to work well with others, and takes direction and criticism. If you do not have those, we will not move forward with you. I do not know this person's ratio, and they did not leave me a note, so y'all can see as much information as I have on this. So can I find it in 20 seconds? I don't know. Let's find out and go. Okay, no, I can't use this. Develop the model, extracting code. I don't care about that. Train 40K data set. That is irrelevant. Tensor board, irrelevant except for the part of the AWS. Built a full stack. Okay, yeah, this would be a decline. I see nothing. You do not tell me any of the tech stack. And now you're like, well, Lee, you're highlighting. No. Remember, a qualification is not this. These are keywords, and recruiters are not hunting keywords. We're hunting qualifications. And a qualification is one of the things that I highlighted, could be more, plus how you use them, plus where you use them, which is why skill sections don't count, plus the reason or result of you using them. And you did not show that. That is why this does not count. You have correctly identified some of the stuff that I want, basically this, and this, and a little bit of this. But you did not tell me, I'm petting my dog, that's why I'm off camera. He wants pets and you must pet dog. But you did not tell me how you did it. You did not tell me the reason or result of you doing it, and you did not tell me where you did it, which is why this is getting rejected. I'm assuming you did not tell me the ratio. So when you're making your resume, you need to make sure that you have these, but you cannot put them in a skill section. They need to be here. If they are here, it does not count. This is why you have problems. This is why a lot of candidates have problems. Is the manager doesn't like it. Some recruiters go through this and they think it's fine, but the managers typically don't. And they're going to stop you. So I don't want to see develop the model that processes video inputs by extracting coded features. I want to say created, or you can actually say developed. Developed a model in up to 6 of these by extracting coding input visual features. Cannot speak today. Trained on a 40K, Warhammer 40K, sample data set by these. Okay? But you need these. These are your keys to getting a job, but they need to be here, and you need to tell me how and the reason and result if you use them. Like this. Although I don't care about the number. And then you don't tell me how you can work well with other people. You don't tell me how you can take direction and criticism. And those are qualifications. It doesn't matter how ridiculous or basic or boring you think it is. You need to put those on or they will not move forward with you. There are so many videos that say what recruiters actually want. And it's like, it's the qualifications. We want the qualifications. That's it. I don't care if your resume looks awful. I don't care if it's covered in pink and blue. All I care is that I can find the qualifications in the 20 seconds I have. The formatting is because it makes it harder to find those. But if you give me a resume, and that is the most garish eyesore I've ever seen in my life, and you use different types of tenses and everything, and I am still able to find these, I don't care. My goal is not to reject people. My goal is to find a qualified candidate, and these are what make you qualified. So if you do not have these, you will not move forward. And we, as recruiters, do not make these. These are what the manager makes. So the manager is the one who's like, hey, I need people with this. And if a recruiter brings a person that has none of these, they will get in trouble. Next, resume. This is a project manager in the public health space. So project managers are going to want all of this stuff. The individual industry, they're going to want a little bit different. So like SaaS or SDLC for software. For public health, I don't know those exact qualifications because I had trouble finding them, but there will be, as long as I can tell what industry you're in and that you've listed maybe one or two of the common tools that industry uses, you should be fine. But other than that, what every project manager needs is details about how and why you did whatever you did. How you made the thing happen compared to how you did the thing. Because remember, the goal is not to show that you personally rolled up your sleeves and did everything. It's that you got other people to do it along with you leading from the front, right? I need to make sure that you can influence people. PMP cert is really good if you have it. Customers, stakeholders, agile, the number of team members, if it was matrixed or cross-functional, the number of projects and budgets. Did you multitask? This is a part where you do want numbers in your resume. Which again, when I say numbers in the resume, I mean specifically in the work experience. Everybody should have numbers here. This is you need those numbers. How you use the resources for success, how you solve the problems and influence people, and then some of the common tools. You don't need all of them, just like 2 or 3, like Jira, Confluence, MS Project, Asana, Monday, or Microsoft Office. So this person says they have a 1 in 25, but I don't know if that's accurate or not based on their note, which stated they were job hunting for over a year. So let's see if this is actually a 1 in 25. What is going on with my formatting? All right. And go. Formatting hard to read. Manage research by operation workflows. Register is needed. Okay, nothing here. Manage integration between using dashboard. Is this a project manager? Is this the right resume? Hold on. Did I actually pull up the right resume? This might be the wrong resume. Maybe I pulled up the wrong resume, which, spoilers, if you can see this, well, otherwise I would have deleted this video. So yeah, no, this is the right resume. I don't see anything related to project management. I mean, this could kind of be, but yeah, I don't, and I'm not even talking about the job title. I mean, like, I don't see anything related to project management. This is what's pulling up. This is the right resume. I am actually unsure what to do here because I don't know what this is. So, this is why you need to make sure you tailor your job description, you tailor your resume to a job title, such as project manager, because this might be pulling in plenty of clinical research associate roles, but probably is not putting in any project manager roles. So man, this, like, I'm really kind of stumped here as like what actually I need to say on this resume, because this is not a project manager resume. Like, if I was reviewing this based on the common requirements of project managers, I would assume that you applied to the wrong role, because I don't see anything about customers or stakeholders. I don't see anything about team members or matrix or number of projects or budget, how you use those resources for success, how you solve them. I don't see Jira, Confluence, MS Project, or Asana, and I don't really see how you made things happen compared to how you did things. Maybe instead of a project manager, you're going for a project coordinator, which is in some companies, but not all of them, sort of like the level below a project manager. Like, you start at a coordinator and then move to a manager. So let me see if these ones I still need to update, but let's see if the last time I updated these was before October, so these may be slightly out of date. But these multitask, organization skills, yeah, I still don't see it. Like, I'm not seeing how you worked with the project. Like what operational workflows and documentation practices? What did you do? What was the company doing? Why was it important that you reviewed the workflows? What was the result of you doing that? How did you interact between the customers and the managers? How did you improve the overall process? I don't know. So my advice for this one is maybe apply for a different role, because I don't think you're going for a project manager or something messed up on the back end. But I'm not really sure how to help this one. Next, resume. This is a financial analyst. So, what is this person? So they need a degree, Microsoft Excel, pivot tables, VLOOKUPs. Oh, that should be VLOOKUPs, not just lookups. Macros, etc. PowerPoint, Word, meeting deadlines and multitasking, working with cross-functional teams, customers and stakeholders and influencing them, proactively solving problems with data. I don't care how you got the data. I care that you did stuff with the data that solved problems. And that is a giant disconnect that a lot of people have, is they try to put on, like, I used a Monte Carlo simulation to X5Z, a potato famine, which led into the data. And it's like, I don't care how you got it. I'm not going to know that stuff. I just need to see what you did with the data. And then nice to have is SAP and MS Teams. So let's review this in 20 seconds. Hoboken. I just think that's a funny word. All right. And this person has a 150 plus ratio, so I'm expecting this to be very, very bad. So remember, your goal should be at a minimum 1 in 50. Although if you are a international, your minimum you should aim for is 1 in 100. Because it's just that much harder. So let's go. All right. Degree, good. Rest of this don't really care about. Analyze 5 startup business models class SAS. Okay, industry's good. Okay, but I don't care about that part. Built and stress test financial models. Don't care. Created 10 plus. Don't care. What does that matter? AI. Don't care. Okay, yeah, that's it. So there's nothing here that I would want. Let me read what you wrote. I'm an international student on an H-1B with a strong interest in finance, but I'm currently seeking entry-level roles in financial analyst positions. So yeah, the problem is you have nothing here I want, right? Like, you do have the degree, that's good. You need to use this formatting for sure. This is really difficult to read. But I don't need... actually, no, here's what it is. You have a master's in accounting and a master's of science. These combined... So you should have this as one line, right, from Hoboken. Makes me giggle every time I say it. I don't know why. And then one line that has this, and that should be it for their education. It should be 2 bullet points, 1 for each of your masters. You already got a master's in accounting and stuff. It doesn't really matter if you put the bachelor's on. That's just a waste of space. Then we go down here, and the problem is none of this is what I want. Like, remember, I'm looking for hamburgers, and you are the cook, and you just gave me a bunch of hot dogs. None of that is related to this, and none of it can imply this either. You have to directly state it. So the only thing I actually think was nice was this, and I don't care about the number, right? You can just say analyze startup business models across SaaS, hardware, and AI sectors. Okay, that's good. That tells me the industry, right? But like, why do I care that you assessed revenue drivers? Why do I care that you did cost structures and cash flow dynamics to inform decisions? None of those are relevant to what I'm looking for. Built and stress tested financial models. Why? That's not what I'm asking for. Curated data sets. I'm not asking for curated data sets. Nor streaming deal sourcing workflows, increasing qualified lead pipelines by 30%. I don't know what that is. It's not what it's related for. That's not working with cross-functional teams. That's not influencing stakeholders or working with them. That's not using Microsoft Excel, such as pivot tables or macros, PowerPoint, Word. That's not meeting deadlines. That's not multitasking. You have filled this with hot dogs. None of this is what I want. And as somebody on an H-1B, you're in for a tough fight, bro. It's so much harder for you because of the changes in the government, which do not like them by what they did. They basically hurt all job seekers everywhere. That seems what the current administration is doing. This was recorded in 2026. So, yeah, none of this is related. I mean, that's kind of the big thing is you've spent this much space, and none of this is what I'm looking for. Like, it doesn't matter that this shows how good you are. I'm not looking for how good you are. I'm looking to see that you meet the minimum qualifications, and nothing in here besides your degree shows that you meet the minimum qualifications of the role, which is right here. So this is why you're having a problem. I would personally believe you should just delete this and start again. Oh, out of the corner of my eyes, I didn't even get down here. Using advanced Excel. Yeah, see, this is nice, but again, I don't care about forecast accuracy. Like, what was the point of that? You can just say, used advanced Excel, blah, 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 and Python to ensure our quarterly forecast was accurate. That would be a much better sentence than 78% to 94% or whatever that is. It's not relevant. So remember, unless you're a manager or in sales, I don't want any numbers here. Right? You do want them here, to be clear. You do want to show your years of experience and months and dates here. But I don't want to see any numbers here if you can avoid it. Unless you're in sales or a manager, because they do need those numbers. So that's all I can do for this resume. I just want to thank you all for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And a personal, another heartfelt thanks for the people that are my members who get access to videos earlier. Thank you very much for supporting me. I know times are tough, and you know, taking a membership really does mean a lot to me. And if you ever need any more help, you can always join my live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST at twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. And I will see you all in the next video.